How many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she's required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
All right, everybody, it is Monday, and we've got Mayhem, Mistakes, and SHTF all over the place. Big news today, they still haven't managed to shoot Trump again. Oh, I tell you. And we've got more good news and more good news and more good news. Where do we start, though? Where do we start? I guess I'll start with Trump has named his vice presidential pick, and that would be Senator J.D. Vance. I'm really hoping a lot of things here. What I am reluctant to do is just jump behind anybody, because Trump kept appointing everyone that we thought was good, and we found out that they knifed us all in the back. They knifed Trump. They stabbed us. They slashed America. They didn't care. Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr, Michael Pence. And I don't like the idea of somebody who is, shall we say, enthusiastically interested in their own future politically at the expense of everyone else and everything. And so I am suspicious naturally. And J.D. Vance, he's intelligent. I believe he's an ex-Marine. That's good. He has been very conservative as of late, but there was a couple of months ago he said something that pissed me off. Now, not everyone can make everyone happy all the time, especially a constitutional prick like myself. But I am just wary, folks. Trump just had a bullet miss his brain pan by a matter of literally inches on Saturday. And I'm a little bit on edge. Anyways, Biden says, we all need to come together as Americans, and political violence is just not good. And the media is trying to say, we need to cool things down a little bit. And first fucking thing, right out the fucking gate, the Biden campaign criticizes J.D. Vance and claims he will, quote, do what Mike Pence wouldn't do. And what fucking exactly is that? The January 6th certification of somebody who is cheating in the election, and instead of stopping the process, fixing the problem, identifying the cheating, and removing those votes, Mike Pence fucked us all. So I pray and hope. I hope so. I hope that J.D. Vance would do exactly that. Now, having got myself all riled up, J.D. Vance won't have the chance to do that. Because in the next election, well, maybe he would. Let's just say Trump finishes his second term. J.D. Vance would be the presidential candidate most likely to win, right? I know Governor DeSantis is out there, but J.D. Vance as the vice president could step up and be the next presidential nominee. And he would also be the vice president certifying the election for himself, or not certifying it for a cheater. And boy, that would put him right in the hot seat, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Anyways, folks, don't believe these Democrats not one bit, when they're like, we need to tone it down and political violence is all wrong. Destiny, the communist liberal streaming piece of shit, celebrated the assassination attempt, mocked the victims of the filthy criminal activity. Not with one, but a filthy series of posts on X. And folks like Jack Black and all the liberal commies that I pointed out, they won't stop. Don't believe their lies as they try hard to get you to believe them and hide their hatred. Some are going to try hiding it and pretending like, this is awful. We can't have this anymore. Don't believe it, folks. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Right? Jack Black, his bandmate says, don't miss Trump next time. He said that on stage. This is how they always think. They always will, and they're murderers because that's what communists do. That's what left-wing, far-left, authoritarian communists always do. They pretend like they're nice, they get into power, and they murder people. I'm not going to fall for the trick. I'm not stupid. How many times are you going to let someone pick your pocket, steal your wallet, your money, and then have them go, I'm sorry about that. Got a little carried away. Not going to do that again. I promise. And then they do it again. And then you're like, hey, man, you said you wouldn't. They're like, yeah, sorry about that. Won't do it. A coyote is a coyote, and it'll always bite you. A snake is a snake, and it will always bite you. A parasitic tick is a tick, and it'll always burrow into your flesh and suck your blood. That is what Democrats are, and that is what they do. And they are pissed, folks. Pissed. The Democrats. They're extra pissed. Hey, today, Judge Cannon dismissed Jack Smith's classified document case against Trump. Against Trump. And Trump reacted to it, had a great reaction, a great statement. I want to read it to you. I'm not falling for their shit, folks. Not believing it. My chair is giving me shit today. Fits. So this is what Trump said after the judge dismissed all of Jack Smith, the putrid lying communist, right? All of his bullshit, filing cases out of state, lying, withholding information, violating rights left and right, asking for gag orders, claiming that they're the ones who are at risk and being threatened. Of course, yeah, while the FBI and other federal agents point guns at everyone on the planet, and liberal fruitcakes are assassinating children and Christians and churches and shopping centers and name it. Oh, yeah, and the president. Anyways, here's a quote from Trump. And he starts off nice, but it gets better. As we move forward in uniting our nation after the horrific events on Saturday, this dismissal of the lawless indictment in Florida should be just the first step, followed quickly by the dismissal of all the witch hunts. The January 6th hoax in Washington, D.C., the Manhattan DA's zombie case, the New York Attorney General scam, fake claims about a woman I never met, a decades-old photo in a line with her then husband does not count, and the Georgia perfect phone call charges. The Democrat Justice Department coordinated all of these political attacks, which are an election interference conspiracy against Joe Biden's political opponent. Me, meaning Trump. Let us come together to end all weaponization of our justice system and make America great again. That's what Trump wrote. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to forgive or forget their treason, their lies, the 2020 destruction, all their lockdowns and mandates, threats, January 6 murders, attempted assassination, pushing LGB, drag queens, transgenderism on children, calling parents domestic fucking terrorists. I don't trust Democrats, folks. They are anti-American, anti-Constitution, anti-freedom, anti-gun, anti-speech, anti-travel, pro-huge taxes, anti-rights, death threats. Need I say more? I don't think I should have to say more, but people keep fucking forgetting. I am not going to forget these people. I'm not. I'm not going to forget people that support them with money, like BlackRock, Huge financial firm, world's largest, I believe, throws money at Joe Biden and Democrats like it's nobody's business. And they had an ad with Thomas Matthew Crooks, the would-be assassin patsy of Trump. He was in it. He's an actor. Oh, I get it. Well, I wonder, is he a crisis actor too? I think we need to look back and see if he is in false flag actions. Oh, wait, they erased all of the false flag videos where they pull their bullshit and then try and make us believe that these actors are real. I guess he would have been probably a teen or a child back then. Oh, that's right. They do use children. They do, folks. And I still wonder, are we going to find out how many mind control, shall we say, antidepressants he was on? Are we going to find out his manifesto, his social media? Are we going to get to see who's in his phone, who are his contacts? Has the FBI been aware of him? Was he on a list? How could he not be? He just woke up one day and said, fuck it, I'm going to go take my dad's AR and I'm going to go climb a ladder, climb and slide my way up a roof while everyone's screaming and yelling at me and screaming and yelling at the cops to do something, who just run around like the Keystone Cops, not figuring it the fuck out. By the way, Dan Bongino on Rumble has a good video talking about Secret Service failures on Saturday because he just happened to be a Secret Service agent. I think that Dan Bongino would probably know what was done right and incorrect, and he was very critical where I thought that it made sense to be critical of what was done, how they slipped through, etc. He says there should have been air security, at the very least drones up there watching. There should have been someone on every high roof manning the roofs as well as watching the roofs. In any event, folks, I'm pissed off. And I think I have good right to be pissed off at these fucking people. The Secret Service, they were complicit in the assassination and execution of John F. Kennedy. 100%. I don't trust anyone. And I would have hoped that Trump would have been more careful. But I guess, he hires people who are supposed to be experts. The Secret Service are supposed to be experts. Yet they gave this punk kid, and Dan Bongino said it was actually only 130 yards from him to Trump. I could have made that headshot with iron sights. It's a freaking miracle, folks, that we aren't right now going, holy shit, what do we do now? Senator J.D. Vance better be well aware, and I'm sure he is, that they want to kill Trump. The president himself, Mr. Biden, has called for Trump to be in the bullseye. Eliminated. He used the fucking word eliminated the other day. Not defeated. Eliminated. You see the difference? We need to defeat Trump this election. We need to eliminate Trump. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. But J.D. Vance, right? Trump has announced him as his vice presidential choice. I'm not a huge J.D. Vance guy. I don't trust anyone, especially after Pence. I'm very suspicious of everyone. Let's hope Trump has learned his lesson and that J.D. is the USMC, the Marine Corps bulldog we have prayed for. Hopefully, folks. I mean, that's the best we can do at this point. I mean, we don't get to make the decisions. We don't get to make the decisions. Trump does. But it's our country. It's our country. Fucking chin music. Dude, you weren't salty. He sent me an email. Man, sorry I was a little salty today. I'm fucking salty as fuck. I am not happy with any of this shit. I mean, it's not just Trump. It's not just Trump. The European Union, the globalist scumbags over there are pissed, and they want to boycott Viktor Orban. Viktor Orban, the European Union president. Well, the globalists don't like that. They want him out. They don't like that he wants peace in Ukraine. And remember, folks, right next door to Hungary and Slovakia, the president there, Fico, was shot 5 times. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 times, and lived. And Orban has been receiving threats, no doubt, because authoritarian, socialist, communist types always assassinate their rivals. If they can't win the argument, if they can't buffalo and bullshit the voters, they move to assassination. And even within their own party, they will assassinate people. I am not convinced at all, that these people are going to back off and stop their shit. Period. Now, I am glad that on Staten Island, the Republican Sam Pirazzolo basically gave the mainstream media an ass chewing after the Trump assassination attempt. He said, you guys should be ashamed. Literally, folks, right? For years and years and years, the mainstream media, the MSM, has been the lapdog, yes, sir, no, sir, aiding and abetting the Democrats in their dehumanization of Republicans, conservatives, patriots, veterans, and Trump, calling for violence, harassment, canceling, doxing, threatening. It's time, folks, to bring the gloves off and leave them off. The left have exposed themselves, calling for murder, being upset that they didn't get their assassination dream fulfilled. And they've been calling for assassination for a long time. The gloves need to stay off. Don't put them back on. Folks, a lot of these slimy little wormy pieces of shit Democrats will go back under their rocks, under their bridges, behind their smelly, slimy toadstools that they slither out from under. And they'll try and hide and talk soft. They will kill you in a fucking heartbeat. Katie Couric called for us to go into re-education camps. They've called for death camps. They've called for concentration camps. They've called for our elimination, having us eliminated from public life because we wouldn't take their filthy fucking poison. Don't believe for a second they're going to stop. They still think of us as clinging to our guns and Bibles. They still deny that the Constitution says what it says. And they have reinterpreted it to mean what they want it to mean, which is the elites rule us 100%. Now, I did actually also happen to catch Alex Jones today. Oh, Alex Jones, the great conspiracy theorist. He has been canceled. He has been sued for over $1 billion for using words. Does that mean that President Trump can sue Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, Obama, the Clintons, the FBI, the CIA for lying about Russia and damaging him, damaging the presidency, damaging our country, damaging the credibility of the U.S. government? I mean, all fucking Alex Jones did was say what happened at Sandy Hook wasn't really what happened at Sandy Hook. And he got sued and screwed. But these fucking people can screw us all. And we're supposed to be, okay, we'll back off. It's cool. No, off with the gloves. Now, since I listened to Alex Jones, he believes that this assassination was just the first step. I actually believe they wanted to kill Trump and then Biden and eliminate both men. Well, cat's out of the bag. Everyone's paying very close attention now. Everyone that goes to a Trump rally will be looking around. Now, Here's what Alex Jones said. Alex Jones said that they failed on their assassination attempt. So their next step will be to use a truckload of C4 explosives. And I laugh because it sounds ridiculous that they would load up a moving van, a U-Haul van, full of explosives. Full of explosives. And park it outside his Mar-a-Lago estate, or park it outside the Republican National Convention, or try and get it somewhere near Trump and just blow him sky high. Alex Jones also said, and folks, I do not believe that. I don't think it's probable. I think it's extremely unlikely. It's a long shot. But hey, we're talking about controlling America and destroying America. Our enemies, like George Soros and Bill Gates, they want to profit off us and they want to control us. They don't care about this country. They don't care about our republic. They've got their money and they couldn't give a fuck. Same with the bankers, the aristocrats of Europe, and the aristocratic descendants in America, the so-called elites, the Davos douches, the World Economic Forum, the Bilderbergers, the New World Order, if you will. They don't care about us. They couldn't give a shit if they killed the goose that lays the golden eggs, America. They're happy. They've got their money, their wealth, their control, their power. They can't make any more. They can't lose it. They can't lose money. They have so much fucking money that they can't lose. They will never. So they're going to pull the plug, scorched earth, fuck everyone else. So Alex Jones also claims that radical right wing, no, he's saying false flag attacks will be used. And I'm saying, well, who would possibly be used by the Democrats, the far leftist scumbags? You know who? Patriot Front. A bunch of Aryan rejects and federal agents disguised as Aryan rejects. Nazis, white supremacists, if you will. Alex Jones is predicting that they or someone like them will be blamed for blowing up black churches, black businesses, black crowds, black areas, that there's going to be a huge race war that could occur close to the election or after the election if Trump is the winner, in order to create massive chaos, violence, dissension, and hatred. Scorched earth. That's how I see it rolling out, folks. They're going to do something. They're not just going to give up and go like, shucks, we almost destroyed America. Poop. That's terrible. Doggone it. I guess we'll all regroup and back up 100 years in time. Let the Republicans and Americans have their country back, reestablish themselves as a shining beacon of freedom and liberty for the whole world to look up to and be like. We'll just let them reestablish the Constitution as the law of the land, recognize the Declaration of Independence for its importance and its utility and understanding what tyranny is about. We'll just let them calm down for it. No, they're not going to do that, folks. They're not going to give up. They're not going to go away. They're not going to shut up. They're going to continue their violent rhetoric, their funding of violent organizations. Remember, Kamala Harris encouraged and promoted the 2020 rioters to get out of jail and go right back into being violent, which is burning, looting, and murdering. All of them have called all of us every vile name in the book, encouraging violence against all of us, including politicians. You think that I'm just going to fucking forget that? No, and nobody should. Nobody should forget it. Right? Biden, after calling Trump a dictator and a threat to democracy, a threat to the nation, he called all of us patriots, a threat to the nation. In his doom and gloom, red glowing bullshit, called us a threat to the country. They've encouraged so much violence that even the mainstream media has this to say. Don't ever fucking forget this.
There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Obviously, Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. Republicans are the biggest threat to democracy.
This means war. That is where we are. We are at war with these people. These folks are evil.
And all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
This means war.
If you wanted to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
We are at war with these people.
Pedo Hitler. Right? We're supposed to back off and go, oh, yeah, sorry, we'll cool down. Yeah, it's cool. Go ahead and take another fucking shot at the president. No problem. It's cool. You guys are saying, hey, yeah, it's time to cool it down. What if someone took a shot at your dad or your mom and blew their fucking ear off with a gun? And then like, hey, sorry about that. Sorry, we got a little excited on our side. Got kind of a little out of hand. We need to cool it down. We need to chill it. We need to stop all this violent rhetoric. You know, and then they say that we, the Republicans, I'm not calling for killing any Democrats. Communism is the enemy of freedom and liberty. And I was trained as a Marine to kill communists. But I haven't killed anyone. No. I haven't killed anyone. I haven't said, let's go kill people. I haven't encouraged violence. I haven't incited violence. They're the ones doing it. I just know what communists do. History is replete with examples of communists killing everybody who disagrees with them. Now, they've done everything they can up to that point. They have said they will take your job, ruin your family, ruin your friendships, destroy your relationships, close your bank accounts, stop you from shopping, stop you from buying food, stop you from having gas, fuel, cars, electricity, take everything away from you. You can't go out in public. You can't even go to the fucking park or a beach or a lake or the forest. You can't have anything unless you do exactly what they say. And we're supposed to go, oh, I forgive all of that. Fucking Karen's yelling at you, put a mask on, you're trying to kill everybody. If you don't get the Jim Jones juice, you should be killed. You should be sent out of the country. Remember that shit? I haven't fucking forgot it. I've been ranting, and I tell you what, feels pretty good. Everything I said, I'm pretty sure is true. These fucking people have called for the eradication of us. The Attorney General's office, the Department of Justice, the military has even called Republicans and patriots terrorist threats. Why? The military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, cannot be used domestically for law enforcement purposes. That was at the Posse Comitatus Act. So why are they even talking about us? Defending myself from someone who wants to murder you or me or Trump is not an act of terrorism. Responding to someone that wants to kill you or me or the president is not an act of terrorism. It's not over the top that I say, yeah, you try and kill me, there is a price to pay. I have a right to defend myself, defend you, defend Trump, and defend my country. But they want to call everything we say a threat. And I'm just saying, no, I have a right to self-defense and a duty to protect my country. We know who the enemies are, folks. You want to call Trump a dictator, a threat to democracy, Mr. Biden, and then say, it's time to cool it down. Why? In fact, RFK Jr. has been finally granted Secret Service protection. That's good because his dad and his uncle were both assassinated by the deep state military industrial complex system. I would think that that's probably a nice thing for him. And Trump should have, well, boy, folks, Congress went after the Secret Service wanting answers. I don't want answers. I want them fired. All of these diversity, equity, and inclusion types. Did you know that the ridiculous female head of the Secret Service wants 1/3 of all agents to be women? Why? Those better be some tall Amazon fucking women big enough to protect any size politician that they're assigned to protect. They need to be strong enough and well-trained. Anyways, I know I'm preaching to the choir. I want you guys to know that I'm not falling for their shit. I'm not going to fall for their shit. It's time to cool it down. No, it isn't, fucker. You fucking liars. Every last one of you. Tell me Biden's not a liar. He went to this school. He went to that school. He went to the black school. He was part of the civil rights movement. He's a fucking liar. He is not. He was a truck driver. He was a miner. He dug coal. He served in the military in World War VI. He served in the Revolutionary War. The guy has done everything. He's a fucking liar. And the media lets him get away with it. We're supposed to believe what he has to say? Are you fucking kidding me? We're supposed to believe what he has to say? I saw 3 different fucking videos today, folks, of people at different angles pointing at the shooter, climbing up the roof, screaming and yelling, that dude's got a gun, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. And the cops didn't stop him. You trust these people? I don't fucking trust them a bit. I don't. Are you kidding me? Biden, Pelosi, Obama, Schumer, all the Democrat socialists want Trump dead. They wanted to strip him of his Secret Service protection. They want to throw him in jail. When Biden says it's time to put Trump in a bullseye, that is more than a weakly veiled call for supporters to assassinate him. It's way more than that. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Hey, let's do one of those transition things and get to your questions, comments, and thoughts. Here we go. And we're back. And I sure hope you guys have some topics you want to discuss. We've got Ooman and Jolene right in the background. They've got the big blue wrenches, and we've got questions from you guys, thoughts, prognostications, whatever you want to talk about. Whatever's on your mind. I've said my piece. Let's see what you guys have to say. All right, Jolene, where are we going to roll? Chin Music asks, so did anything interesting happen this weekend? Now, we know he's being facetious, but I might say, did you spend your weekend on Mars with Elon Musk and the aliens? Yeah, did anything interesting happen this weekend? I'll tell you what didn't happen. Zero discussion on Saturday about Biden being forced to step down, 25th Amendmented, Biden resigning, Biden saying he wasn't going to resign. Nothing. Fucking crickets. Crickets. As if that really wasn't on the agenda for the weekend. Folks, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But I'll tell you, the silence about Biden's failure, his need to resign, his dementia, his medical condition, the silence was deafening to me. Deafening. Absolutely fucking deafening. Yeah. Well, hey, Chin, by the way, on Saturday, a 20-year-old lunatic who we know nothing about because Everything about him is being hidden. I guess some former classmates of him from high school have spoken up, but I haven't bothered. If the mainstream media is covering it, it's probably candy-ass bullshit. Yeah, but, Chin, by the way, a guy took a shot at Trump, blew off part of his ear, put a fucking bullet, pierced his ear for him. Luckily, it didn't hit him in the head any more than that. Yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a fine weekend. Democrats are saying that Trump, this is a setup, that he did this on purpose, that it's all a scam, and that people that were killed and injured to make Trump look good, that's just collateral damage. They had to die because that's what kind of a megalomaniac Trump is. Yeah, he's now kind of a dictator, folks. He's going to be a dictator. He's going to suspend the Constitution and ruin democracy. There's half the Democrats don't know they're supposed to cool it down and shut up. You see, only certain Democrats are going to shut up and say the nice, soft words, while on the other side, the rest of them are going to continue their bullshit. Thank you for the laugh there, Chin. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it bunches. All right, Mr. Uman, Jolene. We've got Richard, and he's at thepreparedmind.club. So he's here live, and he says, we need more patriots like you. Enjoy your videos. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you very, very much. There are a lot more patriots like me. I just happen to be a very special kind of patriot. But there's people that are louder than me, angrier than me, more willing to take action than me, who are just waiting for the violence to happen. Now, this is the thing. This is what everyone, well, not everyone, this is what many are thinking, and a few have even said. If the violence starts on the street, all bets are off. Once the violence starts and it's politically based, it will not stop. Once someone gets shot or shot at, it's game on. That is a very, very alarming prospect, and I'm not asking or inciting or calling or glamorizing that. I just know what happens if that happens. If people start driving down the street and they start getting shot at in their car, hey, this isn't Chicago. I don't think the rest of the country is going to tolerate that shit. So yeah, I do hope and pray that cooler heads prevail, but do not let your guard down. We need more people awake and alert, and that's why I say share the internet address on YouTube, at the zoo. Share the information. Contact others. Don't be afraid to speak. You see, they now want to silence you. After the left have been calling and calling and calling for violence, now that they've had their one shot with a bullet and they missed, they're like, hey, let's just calm this down. Let's just calm this down. Because they don't want your reaction, which is, you know what? You've been accusing me for months and years of being a radical, right-wing, violent, blah, 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 blah. And no one on our side is attacking Democrat liberals and threatening them and shooting at them and assaulting them and screaming and yelling outside their homes. No one. But they're like, yeah, it's time to calm this down. While they regroup, they come up with their next step. While they get behind their candidates and push their bullshit, they want you to calm down. Wow. A lot of fun, folks. A lot of fun because I predicted this shit along with you guys. It's not like I was the only one predicting that an assassination attempt was going to come. We all knew it was coming. It was just, are they going to be successful? Is Trump wearing a bulletproof vest? Are they going to try it with a handgun or a rifle? Are they going to have a sniper? We don't know. All we knew is it was going to happen, and it now has. And thank God they missed. Literally an inch. If it had been an inch closer, it would have gone through the temple and through the back of the skull. Now, as stubborn as Trump is, I don't think his skull really is that thick. It wouldn't deflect a bullet. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's next? I was hoping it was going to be you, man. I just looked down at your screen down below. Man says, I like that he had a modest upbringing, was a Marine, not crazy about him attending Yale Law. Got to look into it some more tonight. And man is talking about Senator J.D. Vance, who is the vice presidential pick that Trump has made. Now, I wish and hope and pray, right, that as a jarhead, as a Republican, that he's a very conservative guy. He went to Yale for law, which is great. It's an Ivy League school. Yale is also the home of the skull and bones types. Yeah. I don't think he was skull and bones, or that would have been brought up by now. It would have been exposed. I'm sure the Democrats would be screaming it. We can't trust him. He's a dictator, right? I don't know how ambitious he is and whether or not he's willing to sell out the country for a couple $1 million. 10, 20, 30, $50 million. Is he willing to do that? I know that Trump has risked millions of dollars, spent millions of dollars, been fined millions of dollars, been sued for hundreds of millions of dollars. Crazy. Absolutely crazy what is going on. Yeah, a modest upbringing for Senator J.D. Vance. That's important. He's not I was born with a silver spoon jammed in my ass type of guy. I just hope that he truly is humble and American. And as a Yale law student, I hope he's not taking all that left-wing Yale law bullshit. The Constitution is subject to interpretation. No, it's written in fucking English. It means what it says. It doesn't have to be parsed. It doesn't have to be dissected. It says what it fucking says. And so does the Declaration of Independence. Let's hope. Let's hope. There's a lot of stuff about him I like, folks. I'm just very, shall we say, skeptical. I'm very concerned. I'm very cautious at this point. Hell, I'm still cautious about Trump. I just know there's nobody else that is willing to fight for this country like him. Oh, shit. Thank you, man. Let's continue if we shall. Shut up, John. We got more comments. Who's Your Life is back. Who's your daddy? He says BlackRock CEO Steve Schwarzman is supposed to be backing Trump. I don't think so. No. I don't fucking buy that for a second. And I see that you said supposed to be. If they're pushing diversity, equity, inclusion, environmental, social governments, which is left-wing woke standards and bullshit on corporations, or BlackRock will pull their purchasing of their stocks, causing their companies to plummet and fail, then he is not backing Trump. He is pushing woke bullshit on America. Now, understand that politicians get backed by corporations on both sides. BlackRock will give money to Trump. BlackRock will give money to Biden. So that no matter who wins, BlackRock wins. They put down $10 million, $20 million, $50 million. If they did that much, guess what? They expect that back tenfold. Don't believe the bullshit, folks. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. These fucking people are not trustworthy. Okay, let us continue. Thank you. Who's Your Life? Great stuff. And the Prepared Mother checks in. Jolene says, cancel culture goes both ways, I guess. People who wish for Trump's death on social media are getting doxxed. You know what? What's good for the leftist commies is good for them to eat, I suppose. Hey, you want to shit in your own bed? Whoops. You want to shit in everyone else's bed? Whoops. I guess you get what you deserve. By the way, people are showing up to their homes and work to call them out on a good. Fucking A right. I'm going to laugh my ass off. Here in Florida, folks, there's plenty of communist fucks and fruitcakes in positions of power and authority who have used social media to put their shit out there. Ooh, man, stop making me laugh, damn it. He says, but, that's illegal. It's illegal harassment. Yeah, when it happens to them. Folks, not only did they harass elected officials, they harass businessmen, business owners. They go and follow Republicans to restaurants and ruin their shit. They jump in their face. They take their food and throw it at them. They slam them. They throw drinks at them. They threaten them. They do assault people. I'm talking about leftist, commie, scumbag Democrats. But when it happens to them, you can't do that to us. That's illegal. They went so far as to go to the homes of Supreme Court justices, and the Department of Justice would not stop them, nor arrest them, nor prosecute them in any manner while violating the strictest of federal laws with regard to the judicial Supreme Court branch. Woo! Good golly. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm laughing at them. They wanted to do all of this to us, and look, it's coming back to bite them. The chickens are coming home to roost, as Malcolm X once said. All right, Mr. Uman, thank you, and Jolene. Orlando, my good friend, says, John, chill out. Your blood pressure's going up. LOL, but for real, everyone watch your 6. Time is running out, and they are desperate. 0 hour is almost here. Number 1, everyone watch your backs. Be careful what you say. Be careful you don't threaten these morons, because they will call the police, and the police will show up and investigate you with guns drawn. Right? They will not allow you or me or any Republicans to get out of hand. Anyone threatening these idiots will get in trouble and arrested and prosecuted and sentenced and sent to jail. Again, time is running out on the Democrats. They are way behind the 8 ball. They don't have a political candidate worth the shit, so they need to get rid of Trump, who is a very good political candidate. Oh, by the way, I heard the numbers reported that in battleground states, Trump, according to the Republican polls, not the Democrat polls, not the mainstream media polls, but according to the Republicans, they are up in battleground states 10% or 10 to 15 points, I should say. They've got a huge, Trump has a massive lead. Time for the Democrats is running short. In Trump states, they're completely over the top crazy. The Democrats are completely demoralized. They're not going to vote for Biden. They don't give a shit. They've lost. They know it. But in battleground states, and even some Democrat states, they're now in play. The battleground states are all well on Trump's side, though. States like Arizona, though, folks, where they got the cheat down pretty good, because there is one big, giant, enormous county that's being run by rhino Republicans and Democrats called Maricopa. Now, I believe Wisconsin and Minnesota are also troubled states. And Fulton County in Georgia, and they still have the same Attorney General, Ratspermberger, a rhino Republican who won't do anything to correct the problem. So Georgia, folks, amongst all the southern states, why is it that only Georgia wants to be a Biden state? Makes no sense to me. So when Orlando says they're desperate, yes, they are. And 0 hour. What is 0 hour, Orlando? What is 0 hour? I think 0 hour is the moment of truth. Let's continue quickly. Man, I'm trying to go fast. Lots of topics, lots of thoughts. Chin Music says there is 0 chance that the fat holster mama could carry Trump to safety. She should be on Meal Team 6. Chin is picking on the underpowered, overweight Secret Service diversity, equity, and inclusion hire that was put on Trump's team. Well, you know, I would not want someone smaller and underpowered to pull me around. Trump is not a small man. He is a tall, large man. And if you're going to protect him, you need to protect him. Anyways, yeah, a fat holster mama. She couldn't get her sidearm back into her holster. Now I get it. This is a history-making assassination attempt. That close to Trump dying, being assassinated. I'm sure she was crapping her panties. I bet I wouldn't be surprised. All right, Uman, Jolene, who's up next? We got Uman again to say it. He said, I saw reports both of his parents are therapists. He's talking about Mr. Crooks, the assassin. I mean, the would-be assassin. So if that's true, I wouldn't be surprised if meds were involved. Psychologists do not prescribe medication. Psychiatrists do. If both of Mr. Crook's parents were therapists and he became a wackadoo left-wing supporting moron, there's a great chance he was on all kinds of drugs. I wonder if they're going to tell us. They still don't want to release the manifesto from the lifetime fucked in the head, transgender, child murdering, Christian murdering, school shooting, mass murdering, piece of shit, transgender. Did I get all of that? Did I miss anyone? She was all over the place on meds, plus transgender meds. Yeah, I wonder if that had anything to do with her screws coming loose. All right, Uman, who's next? What do we got? We have David. He said, tried leaving a comment on Yahoo News article that simply said, Trump 24. Wouldn't post Trump 24. Of course not. It said, some members may find your comment inappropriate. Then he tried Biden 2024 and it posted no problem. Remember when we had free speech? Well, Robert, or David rather, David, we do have free speech. You can say whatever you want. You just can't post it online. Now, I have a friend who's in business, and some of the clients are Republican and some are Democrat. They cannot post anything political on their personal/business social media. They can't take that chance. The Democrats, on the other hand, are out there posting left and right. And they have been, have they not? Anger, hatred, threats, calls for violence, even assassination of Trump, Supreme Court justices, congressional members. Just incredible. Okay, let's continue. No, Jolene, no thank you. I don't know. I don't know. If it's a good one, yes. You make the call. I'm just answering questions. Uman says, I believe Alex Jones was also saying the powers that be want both Trump and the potato gone so they can get two new controllable faces in there to get their agenda back on track. I think I said that in Zero Dark 30. Or wait a minute, is that tomorrow's Zero Dark 30 that I already had lined out? Dang it. I hate it when I get scooped by Alex Jones. I want to be the conspiracy theorist. No, it's very true. They want them out. They can't. Today's Zero Dark 30 says, Jolene, thanks. Well, then tomorrow's is different. My head is spinning, folks, with everything that's going on. Trying to keep up and keep track of everything. What I can say is God bless America. God save the Trump. God save the American Constitution, our republic. Woo! Let's keep going. I got less than 10 minutes. We got time. Chin Music says, why do you always make me laugh, man? Schumer puts cheese on raw burgers. That's disqualifying right there. And then some. These fucking people, they don't even know how to behave or act like normal humans. As if Schumer ever barbecued real meat. I'm sure he likes his, shall we say, human veal flesh raw. How about that little poke in the side? I don't like Schumer at all, folks. I never have. Even when he was a congressman, he was a slime. He was an anti-gun slime bag. These people are evil. If the Democrat dude can say it, the Democrats and everyone on their side of the aisle and the Rhino Republicans are a threat to our republic. And they're openly proclaiming it. They want to kill the First Amendment. They want to kill the Second Amendment. They want to get rid of the Fourth and Fifth, the Seventh, the Ninth, the 10th. They want to get rid of all of it and just make us peasants to them. And I'll go put some cheese on my raw hamburgers next, I guess. Everyone do the Schumer and get food poisoning. Woo! All right. Ooh, man. Jolene, who's next? We got Badass Diving Froggy says, John, I'm trying to get one of those mail order howitzers you see at the VFW out front. I think everyone should have one. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Look, everyone understand. You can own a cannon. Owning a cannon that fires cannonballs with black powder is completely legal. You can own a full auto machine gun, an Uzi, an M16, a Thompson machine gun, an SKS or SKS, or AK-47, whatever. You can own fully automatic, squad automatic weapon, the SAW or an M60. You just have to get a license from the ATF. That's all you have to do is pay your stamp tax, pay a fee, and then you can buy that and shoot it full auto. Of course, it has to be in a gun range that allows such things. It's not illegal to own them. You just have to have a license to do so. Now, owning a howitzer that fires HE-tipped shells, probably not. Mortars with high explosive HE-tipped shells, no, probably not. Even the M203 M203 grenade launcher or a bloop gun, not going to happen. My brother happens to be he was a mastermind whiz with the bloop gun, M203 grenade launcher when he was in the Army. He was pretty good with that thing. Anyways, let's go. Let's continue. We're running out of time, but we got lots to say. And Sally Sue checks in. Been a little while, Sally Sue. Glad you're back. Says, at the risk of looking wacko, I'd like your opinion on a biblical matter. I'm not going to look wacko, or you. Revelation 13:3 tells us that the Antichrist will suffer a seemingly fatal wound to his head, but will heal. Because of this healing, the world then unites to follow the beast. 45 gets it in the head. Then today I read he is hoping to use this to unite the whole country, even the whole world. He didn't suffer a fatal head wound or anything even close to it. He got an ear piercing. So in this instance, he does not qualify as the beast. So, yep. No worries there, Sally Sue. Go ahead and calm it down. And I won't say, hey, don't look at that silly book. Don't do that. The first book of the Bible that I read as an adult, not as a kid reading Bible stories and going to church and such as I grew up. I wasn't a heavy churchgoer back then. But when I was a Marine, I got my own Bible and I read Revelations first because hell, why not to read the end of the book? I wanted to see how it ended, right? I want all the good news at the end. Scared me to death. Literally scared me to death. False prophets and head wounds and beasts and leviathans and shit coming out of the sea and false prophets, 1, 2, 3, and little horns and big horns and all that shit. I'm familiar with it. But in this case, no. Now, Trump does want peace, and he did demonstrate that in his first term as president. He got Kim Jong-un of North Korea to shut the fuck up and chill the fuck out. Calm the fuck down. And even met Trump and shook hands. Had a little walk and talk. That was cool. He got Iran to shut the fuck up. He got the world to calm down, basically. And he's saying he doesn't want this war in Ukraine to continue. It's costing billions and hundreds of billions of American dollars. And what are we getting out of it? A depleted military stock, a distrust of the American government, the American system by countries around the world. Wanting peace doesn't make you the beast of Revelation. Getting shot at doesn't make you the beast. And by the way, that prophecy by John was done in a cave full of noxious fumes on the island of Patmos. And I'm not saying it isn't real, that it's not valid, that it's not important. I'm just saying let's understand and take everything in context. People have been saying for the last, 2,000 years that we're in end times. It would be great for for heck, Jesus to show up, all happy and smiles, loves, and evil goes away and gets locked away. And I would love nothing more than that. But until that happens, I don't trust anyone or anything, especially those in power and those asking for me to believe and follow them. I will critically analyze Trump throughout the remainder of the election season. And if he is elected throughout the transition period and into his presidency, will he become a dictator and bring in the 2025 agenda? I think he's going to be Trump, is what I think. But I pray he is a much wiser president next time, and that he is good to his word, that he frees and pardons the January 6th protesters, and that he gets rid of the border issue by locking the border down and then deporting, finding a way to deport all of them, finding a way so that we, the people, can help and assist in cleansing our country from criminal invaders. And there is so much more that I hope he does. Look, the president using executive powers always looks bad and suspicious. It always looks bad. It always looks suspicious. And to say that Trump can't do anything is a lie, because look at what Biden has done with executive authority. Energy, prosperity. Hey, you want to fix the country, lower the fucking taxes and stop giving our money to other countries. Stop giving our money to illegals. It's not their money to give away. It's our money they're giving away. In any event, folks, Trump survived. Trump is moving forward. And let's continue to pray that evil is thwarted. And I'll see you, Zero Dark 30. Now, as I'm wont to do, though, before I hit the button, let's see if any news has popped up. And there it is. At the Republican National Convention, Mitch Turtles Butthead McConnell got up to speak, and he not only was booed, he was loudly booed. And the crowd went wild as Trump was officially nominated as the presidential candidate for the Republican Party. Bam. And when I say bam, I don't want to simulate the sound of an assassin's rifle. I want everyone to live well, live free, and support liberty for everyone else. Folks, time to go. I'll catch you 0 Dark 30 tomorrow.